So hi everyone, and thank you for joining another Foreman community demo. I'm Nofar, I'm an active developer within the Foreman project, and I'll be hosting the demo today. And as usual, we have some updates to share with you and some new things we've been working on to share as well. Okay, so for any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us at the Foreman group chat on Metrics, or during the demo, you can also use the chat here in Google Meet. Okay, this is our agenda for today. We have here Ian and Shimon from the FOSDEM and Config Management conferences to talk to us. And then we have two demos from Lucy and me. Then we have documentation updates from Ian and Maria, lastly with a developer focus demo. So two of our team members, Shimon and Ian, attended FOSDEM and Config Management Camp, and they're here to share some highlights and their experiences from the conferences with us.
Hey folks, Ian here. So yeah, we just came back from having a lovely time at FOSDEM and Configuration Management Camp. There were even more users there than in previous years, so we had a great time talking with many folks. I'll go over some of the highlights that I took away from the conference. So firstly, we did have some counts, which people might find interesting. I just tallied this up. At FOSDEM, at least for people we noted down, we hit 71 people who hadn't heard of Foreman, 54 people who have, 33 people who used to use Foreman, 35 users, and 3 contributors, and that was FOSDEM alone. At Configuration Management Camp, we started keeping tally, but there were so many people there that we actually couldn't keep track. So we just gave up, and the number is numerous. Now at Configuration Management Camp, we had a whole slew of talks. The ones that I gave, there was an introduction to Catello and also a talk about bootable containers in Foreman and Catello. Just some things that you might have to look forward to in the future. We had some great discussions around provisioning bootc machines. We got some great ideas from people in the community, so we really appreciated that feedback. Folks from the EU OS project, if you've heard of that, gave some feedback there, and they also gave a talk which was awesome because it overfilled the room and people were standing in the back, which is very impressive. And we also, on the Catello side at least, have some more ideas for how we can show vulnerabilities in the future on container images that we have synced. So those are just 2 things I'll highlight from ideas we got at the conference. But I can hand it over to Shim for his highlights now.
Well, just as Ian said, from what I've heard about the numbers at FOSDEM and Config Management Camp, we are quite close to pre-COVID numbers on both conferences. So, yay! It means a lot of people were there, and a lot of people are still interested in face-to-face meeting. So yeah. That was actually an awesome experience. As Ian said, we had quite a lot of, specifically for FOSDEM, most of the people were those that were unfamiliar with the Foreman project, and it was nice to talking to new people. At the Config Management Camp, as always, it's our home turf, so a lot of people who were actually using Foreman before, so it was nice to hear all the feedbacks and more detailed information that we could gather from those people. Kudos to Maria that was with us and thought about this magic wishes jar idea. We got quite a big jar with a lot of ideas in it. We are still processing it. It will take time, but I hope we will get some. We will definitely get useful information out of it, and I hope some things will be also implemented. Again, I can only hope. We'll need to see how it goes. Yeah, so this is also my impression. We talked about, especially in the last day, I have booked us a room for a couple of hours. We were at the end of the day, we were the whole day in that room. From the morning, we had great talks about the future of our UI and how we see our UI infrastructure developing. We talked a lot about other other things too, be it bootable containers, our provisioning flows, secure boot, and everything around secure provisioning. Yeah, so a lot of ideas were thrown in the air. Now we need to process that and see how we can give it back into the community as posts, as designs, as code, and so on and so on. But yeah, it will take time. Bear with us. Okay, that's pretty much it what I had in mind.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing. And yeah, I love that, which is your idea. What a great thing to do. Thank you. Okay, if anyone wants to keep discussing on the conferences, we can do it later. For now, let's move on to our demos for today. So first up is Lucy with Assign Multi-Content View Environments. So Lucy, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Nofar. And today I will show you a new feature in Catano, Assign Content View Environments, that's just added into Catano 420. Multiple content view has been around since Catano 414. You can view multiple content views that's assigned to hosts, activation keys in the web UI, but web UI only allows single content view assignments before this feature. So you have to use Hammer to assign multiple content views to hosts or activation keys. And now let me show you how this feature works. For a single host, you go to the Overview tab. You can see the Content View Environments card. You open the menu, Assign Content View Environments. The model will display the existing content views assigned to this host. And you can, for the existing content view, you can remove it, or you can expand it. Then you can modify the existing content view. Like you can select another one. Let's go back to default. And then at the bottom, you can add more. Let's pick another one here. Say, and then you can add one more here. You can add as many as you want, I think. And another one. And the one that's already picked will be disappear, will be filled out in the drop-down list. So you won't repeat it here. So right now we got 3 here. Also, you can reorder them. Like you can drag and put this down, put it here. You can just swap the order as long as how you want it. The order here is important. The first one in the list will have the highest priority as a content source for the package resolution. So now if we save them, and the order will be kept preserved in the host. So that's for a single host. It's also available as a host bug action. So you select the hosts you want. Let's select all of them. And then menu here is on the manage content view environments. Here, the model will show you how many hosts you have selected, and it will give you the place to select the content view that will be applied to all selected hosts, and it will replace all existing content view environments on those hosts. Let's select something here. And another one. Select the environment first, and then you select the content view. The same thing, you can also reorder them here. And then, so let's notice the order here. The first one is CV1, then the second one test CV, save them. So and this feature works only for registered hosts. And it will skip those unregistered hosts and throw out a warning message here. Then you can see those content views are set in order for those selected registered hosts. And this feature is also available for activation keys. Unlike hosts that always have at least one content view assigned, activation keys may have no content view at all. So let's pick one that has nothing so far. Then you have the content view environments card that's added here, assign content view environments. Here you just select the content view you want to apply to the key. And everything else is select for the hosts. And then the result is showing up here. And this feature is controlled by a setting that's called allow multiple content views. And by default, that setting is enabled. And that's it for today.
Thanks, Lucy. Great demo. And yeah, I don't see any questions. So, wait, sorry, I thought I heard something. And yeah, we can move on to our next topic. And if you have questions, feel free to ask during the rest of the demo. Yeah, okay, so the next topic is from me. And I'm going to present the RBAC support for IOP advisor and vulnerabilities. So a quick reminder, 4 months ago, which is 4 demos ago, Shim from the Foreman team did a RH Cloud intro. But in case you missed that, I will remind you that we're introducing a new integration between Foreman and Red Hat Insights on-prem. In short, it's IOP. And this allows Foreman to consume vulnerability and advisory data directly from Insights in disconnected or restricted environments. So these integrations, users can see relevant vulnerability information in Foreman and take remediation actions using Foreman's existing management and automation capabilities. So the goal is to bring better visibility and security insights into Foreman workflow without requiring direct cloud connectivity. And at the moment, the IOP integration supports RHEL systems only, since it relies on Red Hat Insights data and advisories for RHEL. So that was a quick reminder about what IOP is. And let me now share the live demo. Yeah, you should be able to see my screen. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so for RBAC, just a sec. I want to make sure. Okay, no, if I switch between tabs, you cannot see that. So sorry, let me share my screen again. Sorry for that. I'll just share my entire screen so you can see everything. Okay. Yeah, so for RBAC support for IOP advisor and vulnerabilities, a new feature my team has been working on. We added these 4 new permissions to Foreman. Okay, so we have the view and edit advisor, which are the two permissions for the recommendation pages we have. And we have the view and edit vulnerability, which is the recommendations for the vulnerability pages. Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you how this feature works by starting with a user that has the Insights editor permissions. Okay, so you can see here I gave it the viewer permissions, so it's no, sorry, you cannot see my screen again. Sorry. Let's try it again. I hate when that happens. Now let me, okay, now I'm switching between tabs and it works. Let's hope, yeah, it won't break again. Okay, so anyways, I show you the permissions. Now I'm going to show you a user that has all the necessary permissions, which means it has the editor permissions. Okay, so viewer and editor and Insights editor permissions. This is the role. So you can see here, it has the 4 new permissions we added. And the view Foreman RH Cloud and the view Insights hits, those are the permissions that every user that uses RH Cloud or Insight needs to have in order to access these pages. And of course, everything is documented. Okay, so let's go back to the Insights editor user. I'm going to impersonate this user and show you how the recommendations and vulnerability pages work. So this is the first user. I'm going to impersonate it. And now I'm going to show you, let's start with the recommendations page. You can see here that for each recommendation, we have an action here in the action kebab. So currently we only have the disable recommendation action, but if more actions will be added, you will be also be able to see them here and click on them. Yeah. Okay, so this is for the recommendations page. And for vulnerability, we have the same thing here for each CVE. We have the actions kebab, and you're able to do the action. Okay, this is for the editor user, as you can see here. Let me stop the impersonation. Okay, and now let's move on to the second user, the Insights viewer. So for this user, we only have viewer permissions. So this is the roles that the Insights viewer has. You can see only view advisor and view vulnerabilities. Okay, so I'm going to impersonate this user and show you how this page looks like. And we should not see the action kebab. Yeah, you can see here, we are still able to see the recommendations, but without the action kebabs. So we're not able to perform any actions. Let's move to the vulnerability page, and same here. We can see the list of CVEs, but we don't have the action kebab. Okay, so this is for the Insights viewer. And lastly, I would like to show you how it looks like for a user without any permissions. So for this, I created the restricted user. This is how I called it. And he has the viewer and the mean viewer permissions. This is the mean viewer role. Yeah, so you can see it only has the view Foreman Art Cloud and the view Insights hits. So this user should be able to see the pages on the menu. But let's see how these pages actually looks like. Okay, so I'm under the restricted user impersonation. Let's go to the recommendation page, and you can see you don't have access to advisor. So you're not even able to see the recommendations with this user. And for vulnerability, same goes. The message is a little bit different, but again, you cannot see the list of CVEs at all with this user. Yeah, that was all for me for the demo today. For any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Let's see if I can go back. Yeah, I can see my screen again. Okay, so next up, the documentation update from Jan.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I've got a quick summary of some documentation updates that happened since the last community demo. I'm very pleased to point out that the documentation for the first demo that was presented has already been updated and published. So it's already in the docs. For multiple content view environments. We've also reworked the bootloaders reference files that were added by community and made them available in the documentation, even for downstream versions. We've added some explanation for the structure of uploaded packages of the URL structure. We got, I believe, the first Foreman CTL flavored guide, which is the configuring user authentication. So that's a big step. And there was also an addition by Adam Lajik, who's now working as an engineer, but was previously in docs. So that's nice. He's added some SSH configuration documentation, SSH certificate documentation. Another kind of theme that we've basically accomplished now is that all of the procedure modules that were in our documentation and contain both Hammer CLI and Web UI procedures are now separated, so that each of those is just a separate file with a separate, intro, etc. So it's going to be much easier to manage and present, especially as we're moving towards the DTOC migration readiness. And that's it for me. It was just a quick summary.
Great. Thanks, Jan. Okay. So to wrap up today's session, we have one more developer-focused demo presented by Maria on the new NPM package, Patternfly React templates. Yeah, Maria, whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm going to share my screen. My internet is a bit off, so if I disappear, that's why. Yeah, sorry, too many things. Okay, should be able to see the two tabs. This is the PR that's merged. It adds Patternfly React templates, and it has a small example of a template use. Templates are basically just simplified components with less customization. I think for now they only have select and dropdown available, but it just cuts the amount of code we have to write for simple cases of select. So this is a simple select, just has options and what to do on select. And this is the more customizable select when you have to specify how the toggle would look like and all the other props. You could see React templates in the Patternfly documentation. So usually you would land on the React tab, and then on select, for example, you can go to React templates, and you can see examples of how to use it and also which props it would take. Yeah, so it's just a small addition to the packages we have available for developers. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. Yeah, for some reason, I stopped sharing my screen. So sorry about that. Anyways, I just wanted to mention, and that was all for today. And the next demo is on March 12th, in 4 weeks as usual. And yeah, that was all for today. So thank you everyone for joining and for the great demos. Hope to see you all next time.